Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to, of course, the Sports Lovers, where we talk everything in relation to any sport happening. In today's second video of the day, yes, these are pre-recorded videos. However, in today's second video, we are going to be talking about the ACC games that are going to be played this weekend. We're going to break them down, talk about them, and give each prediction for each week like we normally do. We've done it for 4 straight weeks in a row, so hopefully you guys are into that sort of thing. If you are, you already know what to do. Hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos, because later today we will have NFL reactions, so stay tuned for that. Tomorrow, we'll have Big Ten reactions, we'll also have Big Ten predictions, and we will have NFL Week number 3 predictions as well. So hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this week's ACC prediction video. Alright, so kicking us off with the first conference play game, we got Syracuse going into Clemson. Clemson coming off a upset loss to the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. They are no longer ranked. This is going to be an easy win for them, though. However, Cade Klubnik, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Yes, I firmly believe that still, and I think he will improve his draft stock as the season goes on. However, Cade Klubnik, one of the best quarterbacks in the nation right now. Obviously, he did lose to LSU and Georgia Tech this past weekend. However, they're playing a lackluster Syracuse defense, which is why I think Clemson is going to win this game at home. Keep in mind, it's at home for them as well. I believe, and I firmly believe this, that if the Georgia Tech game was at Clemson, they would have mollywopped Georgia Tech. I think that they just got lucky this year. I think Cade Klubnik and that Clemson offense is really good, and I think they will show it this weekend as they will get the job done against Syracuse in their second ACC game. Alright, moving on to Wofford at Virginia Tech. This is going to be a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. Virginia Tech fired their coach not even 4 weeks into the season. Didn't even make it to conference play. However, I think Virginia Tech is going to win this game. This is a very, again, lackluster Wofford team, right? They are 0-3 to start the season as well. I think Virginia Tech's offense can beat this Wofford defense. I think that they are going to beat them. It's at home again for the Mountaineers, so they should be able to get, or excuse me, for the Hokies, not the Mountaineers. So they should be able to get the job done. I like Virginia Tech in this one as they will mollywop Wofford in a one-sided matchup and get their first win on the season. Alright, moving on to Bowling Green at Louisville. Give me Louisville. They are off to a very hot start right now. 2-0 on the year. A very impressive performances from Miller Moss, the transferred USC quarterback. He has been playing really good. The Bowling Green quarterback has also been balling out in his first 3 games. They came really close, I believe, to beating the Power 4 opponent that they played a couple of weeks ago. However, Louisville, their offense is so much better than this Bowling Green defense, and I think that's going to be the reason why that they win this game. Miller Moss is going to distribute the ball to his playmakers. He has fit very well in this offense for Louisville, and I expect that to be shown in full force on Saturday as they will get the job done at home in that matchup as they will move on to 3-0 on the year. Next game up, we have Kent State at Florida State. Florida State is rolling right now behind the Gus Bus. They pound the rock with Thomas Castellanos. They're coming off a bye week, and then the week before they played an FCS team. So the starters got basically a week and a half for the most part to rest up for this very easy matchup against Kent State. I think Thomas Castellanos throws a few touchdown passes, gets taken out the game. The Gus Bus rolls on to 4-0 on the year. Not much to talk about right here. Kent State, keep in mind, is 1-2 on the year. Florida State is now in the top 10. They should absolutely mollywop Kent State as they will get the job done and improve to 3-0 on the season before they head into their ACC conference play slate. Next game up, we have NC State going into Duke. Duke falling to Tulane this past weekend on the road. NC State getting the job done behind Ronnie Royal on Thursday night. A little bit of a longer rest week for them since they did play on Thursday and got to have Saturday off, which is why I think NC State is going to get the job done. Their defense played really well against Robbie Ashford in that Wake Forest game. Duke, on the other hand, their offense did not look good at all against Tulane, which is why I think that, of course, NC State is going to get the job done on the road in Durham. They did play a really good game against Illinois. Then against Tulane, they kind of shot themselves in the foot in that one. And that's why I think that the defense for NC State is going to help them prevail over Duke in that matchup. All right, our next game up here is Temple going into Georgia Tech. We literally just talked about Georgia Tech in the previous prediction. However, I expect Georgia Tech to get this win. Haynes King played really well in that game against Clemson where they won off the walk-off field goal. Temple hosted Oklahoma this past weekend. They did not look good at all. I think the offense for Georgia Tech will show why they are going to be a force and a threat in ACC this weekend. I think they showed that this past weekend as well against Clemson. They're going to be a team to watch. This will be one more final tune-up game before they fully start their head-on slate in the ACC for 2025. Georgia Tech should be able to get the job done at home against Temple. All right, moving on to our next matchup, of course, that is Stanford going into Virginia. Virginia 2-1 on the season. Stanford got their first win last weekend, 1-2 in the Andrew Luck era. However, I think Virginia is going to get that job done this weekend. Stanford, their offense is not very good. They will have their way with this, or Virginia will have their way with this Stanford offense. I'm going to be real with y'all. I don't know that much about Stanford other than the fact that Andrew Luck is the new GM. However, with that being said, I know some stuff about this Virginia offense. This Virginia offense is really good, and they're going to show some teams in the ACC that they can compete. However, this weekend, they will get the job done at home against Stanford in that matchup as they will start conference playoff 1-0. All right, to close us out, on Saturday night in conference play, we got Cal versus San Diego State. This should be an easy win for the California Golden Bears. Their offense has been on point recently, and I expect that to continue. Brian Harsin is doing really good things with the quarterback over there at Cal. I expect that to continue, and a SDSU team that lacks defense. I think Cal's going to win this game. They should not have any problem getting to 4-0. And we talked about Cal in our reaction video, stating that they could be a threat in ACC conference play this year. However, Cal is going to get the job done on the road. One more tune-up before they fully head on into conference play against a lackluster SDSU team. And they will close out Saturday night with the W as the last ACC team left to play. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's ACC prediction video. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Later today, we will, of course, have our NFL reaction video, so stay tuned for that one. Hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of our latest videos. Tomorrow, we will hit on the Big Ten games, reactions, and predictions, and, of course, give our NFL predictions before heading into SEC reactions and predictions on Thursday with our Road to Glory video as well. So hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Thank you all so much for watching this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.